contest, we have Taylor Morgan. Speech title is Expect the Unexpected. Tales of a Public Address Announcer. Taylor Morgan, Expect the Unexpected. Tales of a Public Address Announcer. Expect the Unexpected. Tales of a Public Address Announcer. Taylor Morgan.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very pleasant good afternoon and welcome to today's meeting of the First Nevadans Toastmaster Club. Today's meeting will feature numerous and humorous speeches from such members as Kelly Smith, Joanna Ruana, Jim Winters, and Steve Myers. Today's meeting is brought to you by Denny's. America's Diner is always open. I've talked in this group about my job working with at-risk youth, but I also have a second job. My first job pays the mortgage. This job is my fun job. I have the good fortune to work as the public address announcer for the University of Nevada Wolfpack sports programs. So odds are, if you've been to any sporting event up on the university campus in the last few years, you've probably heard my voice at some point. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lawler Event Center. The foul is on number 23, Nick Fazekas, his third personal. I refer to this as my alter ego of sorts because in a lot of ways it is. I have regular day-to-day voice, normal conversation voice, and then there's announcer voice. There are two different voices and they don't always tend to mix. I mean, for example, it doesn't make much sense to call a game in just regular conversational voice. It doesn't have the same effect in a large arena. And likewise, using announcer voice in day-to-day conversation would drive people insane. Welcome to McDonald's. May I take your order, please? Good afternoon, ma'am, and thank you. I'd like a cup of coffee and an Egg McMuffin, please. It doesn't work. Now, one thing that I've learned in years of working with a live microphone, much like in Toastmasters, there are no second chances. It's a live microphone. You get it right the first time or you don't get it right at all. And there's always interesting experiences that take place. And for instance, there was one particular game this past February, and I will never forget this game as long as I live. We were working a women's basketball game on a Saturday afternoon in February. And that day we had a free bicycle to give away. We do a halftime drawing. And the previous season we did this for every game, but this was the first time this year we had done this. So I'd asked Darren, who was our marketing guy, I said, Darren, we've got a bike to give away today. We haven't done it all year long. He says, yeah, we found this bike back in November in the locker room underneath Lawler Event Center. And we must have forgot to give it out this past year, so we're saving it for today. I was like, perfect. So as we got close to halftime, and everything that we do is scripted, of course. And as we get close to halftime, Darren flipped over to my script and started writing in the name of the winner. There was something off about the way he was doing it though, and I kind of looked at him and I said, Darren, did you just make that name up? And he said, yes. I said, why? And he said, well, because we don't actually have a bike to give away today. In spite of the fact that all the children there have put their name into the drawing, we do not have a bike, because what happened was back in November, a football player by the name of Fig James, and that by itself is funny, because you don't meet people named Fig very often, had left his bike inside of Lawler, happened to be at the game this day, and saw the bicycle and said, hey, that's my bike. So we had to give it back to him, and we were stuck without a bicycle. When it came time to announce the winner, we made up a name. The girl's name was Olivia. I don't remember her last name, but got on the microphone. Congratulations to today's winner, Olivia. Please come down and claim your bicycle. Crowd starts clapping. There was no Olivia. But at that time, I directed the fans' attention to cheer her as she came down the stairs. Of course, they didn't know the difference, but there were literally two people in the building who knew. I took everything I had to say that with a straight face with a live microphone in front of me. There were two people in the entire building who knew exactly what was going on, myself and Darren. So at this point, for the rest of the game, everything was funny. I couldn't look at him without laughing because we kept thinking of poor Olivia and the bicycle that didn't exist. During the same game, Coach Jane Albright, and if anybody's ever had the pleasure of meeting her, she is a character. And she had made giant cardboard cutout faces of her players, and I can't remember what they're called, but had handed them out. So they were the giant player heads that she handed out to the crowd. The fans would wave them around. And at the end of the game, we needed to get them back from the fans. And Darren had scripted something out for me to read to the crowd, and it read, "Fans, if you were given a player head, please return them to the marketing table." I'm going to say that one more time. "Fans, if you were given a player head, please return to the marketing table." And I looked down and said, "Darren, I can't read that." And he looked down and he said, "Why?" And realizing unintentionally what he had wrote, we both looked down and we both lost. There's still 30 seconds to go in the game, and I could not compose myself from that point on because we were both laughing hysterically at this point. Expect the unexpected. Does anybody in the room know the mascot for the Virginia City High School? Does anybody know what it is? The mascot for the Virginia City High School is called the Muckers. Now, there was another particular game in which we were discussing a player on the field who was from Virginia City. There's a word that rhymes with muckers that you never want to say with a live microphone. And the things that pop out of your mouth sometimes with a live microphone are beyond your control. But unfortunately, I'm out of time here, so I'll have to share that story another time. Madam Chairperson.